The Book of Judges is the seventh book of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament. It continues the narrative of the Israelites' history after their settlement in the Promised Land under the leadership of Joshua. Judges covers a period of time when the Israelites lived in a cycle of apostasy, oppression, deliverance, and temporary peace, highlighting the consequences of turning away from God and the need for strong leadership. Summary of Judges. The cycle of apostasy, Judges begins with the death of Joshua and his contemporaries. After their generation, the Israelites start to drift away from God's commands and fall into a cycle of apostasy. They turn to idolatry and the practices of the surrounding nations, leading to God's anger and the withdrawal of his protection. Oppression and deliverance. As a consequence of their disobedience, God allows neighboring nations to oppress the Israelites. These oppressors, often known as judges or leaders, emerge to deliver the Israelites from their enemies when the people cry out to God for help. The judges were chosen and empowered by God to lead the Israelites during times of crisis and oppression. The stories of the judges. The Book of Judges contains the stories of various judges, including Othniel, Ehud, Deborah, Gideon, Jephthah, and Samson, among others. Each judge brings a unique set of strengths and weaknesses, and their narratives showcase God's faithfulness to his covenant despite the people's constant unfaithfulness. Deborah and Barak. Deborah, one of the prominent judges, stands out as a courageous and wise leader. With the support of the judge Barak, she leads the Israelites to victory against their oppressor, Sisera, who was defeated by the heroine Jael. Gideon. The story of Gideon illustrates how God uses unlikely individuals for his purposes. Gideon starts as a hesitant and fearful leader but eventually demonstrates great faith and leads a small army to defeat the oppressive Midianites. Jephthah, another judge, makes a tragic vow to God, leading to the sacrifice of his daughter. His story highlights the destructive consequences of rash and impulsive decisions. Samson, perhaps the most famous judge in the book, Samson is known for his incredible strength and for being a Nazirite consecrated to God from birth. His story is both one of triumph and tragedy, illustrating the consequences of succumbing to temptation and personal weaknesses. Moral and spiritual decline. As the book progresses, the judges' narratives reveal a deteriorating moral and spiritual condition among the Israelites. Idolatry, injustice, and intermarriage with pagan nations become increasingly prevalent, resulting in further hardships and calamities. Lack of central leadership. Judges also highlights the lack of central leadership among the Israelites during this period. There is no unified government, and each tribe tends to act independently, contributing to disunity and vulnerability to outside threats. Conclusion. The Book of Judges offers a sobering depiction of the consequences of turning away from God and the importance of faithful leadership. It shows that God remains faithful to his covenant despite the people's unfaithfulness. The cycle of apostasy, oppression, deliverance, and temporary peace serves as a cautionary tale, reminding the Israelites, and readers today, of the need for obedience, faithfulness, and a strong reliance on God's guidance. Judges also sets the stage for the establishment of a monarchy in Israel, as the lack of a central authority during this period paves the way for the rise of kings like Saul and David in the subsequent books of Samuel.